On this Charge Overland adventure, I head out for a day of off-roading with a couple friends. One of them has a new Rivian R1S that he takes out for his first off-roading trip. We explore a trail that takes us from warm desert terrain up into the cold, snowy mountains of Big Bear, California. And along the way, we discover some awesome scenery and a few possible campsites for future trips. Stay tuned. The day started on a bright and sunny Saturday morning. I met my friends at a charging station en route so we could top off on charge before a full day of driving. We made a quick stop at the historical pioneer town, but didn't spend too much time here because we wanted to give ourselves plenty of daylight to enjoy the trail. The area we would be exploring is called Burns Canyon Road, and it's right in between Joshua Tree National Park and Big Bear, California. We took a minute to air down our tires and soak up a little bit of desert warmth, and then we were on our way. This was James' first time getting his R1S out in the wild, and in future videos I definitely want to get in depth into comparing the R1T and the R1S. But for this video, our goal was to get out, enjoy nature, explore a new trail, and just have fun. All right, we are about a third of the way into the trail right now. The terrain is starting to change though, and the scenery is really amazing. We've got some Joshua trees and cactuses around us, and then in the background there are some snow-capped mountains. It's also been awesome to see the R1S out here. This is actually James's first time off-roading, and the trail's been really easy so far, which is good. Just giving him a nice intro into driving the Rivian off-road. We're gonna get moving pretty quickly here. We wanna make it up to the finish of the trail before it gets dark. So we definitely have some miles to cover still. For the majority of this trail, we kept the trucks in all-purpose mode at the standard ride height. The terrain wasn't really challenging, and both of the Rivians made easy work of the trail. There was only one section where I used the highest ride height in off-road mode, but we'll get to that a little later in this video. One of the coolest things about this trail that I've never really experienced before is the drastic change in landscape over such a short period of time. We started in warm desert surrounded by Joshua trees and eventually started seeing snow around us as we entered the pine forests near Big Bear. We pulled off the trail into this area of trees just as the sun was setting, and realized it would be an awesome spot to set up camp the next time we came up to this area. It was also a great location to snap a few photos. We came up on this area of water and after a very unscientific stick test, decided it would be a fun opportunity to get the R1T a little wet. This was the one segment where I had the truck in off-road mode at the highest ride height, and with the maximum ground clearance, it was no problem getting through this section. The other guys weren't quite ready to dip their trucks in though, so we kept moving. As we finished up the last section of trail, the temperature had dropped to a very cool 28 degrees. But the trees opened up to a stunning view of the Big Bear area. We finished up the trail and used the built-in air compressors to air back up our tires, and then had one final stop on our way home. Alright, as always, I want to give you guys a quick behind the scenes of the route for this trip as well as the charging stops. We all met in Riverside, California at an Electrify America charging station, and James and I charged our trucks up to 95% before we left. From there, it was about a 70-mile drive to the trailhead, and I started the trail with 65% charge. We covered 20 miles on trail, and it was about 3,000 feet of elevation gain, And right when we finished up the trail, I had 47% charge. From there, we drove just over 50 miles to the In-N-Out in San Bernardino. But the great thing about this drive was that it was primarily downhill. So I actually got to In-N-Out with 44% charge. After dinner, I headed straight home. I didn't have to stop to charge again, and I got home with 27% battery. So this whole trip, I was able to complete with just one charging stop. All right, that sums up this awesome day trip. If you enjoyed this video, check out some of the other adventures on my channel if you haven't already. I've got a lot more awesome content coming your way. Thanks for watching, everyone.